Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for watching. This is LaKeesha Hines, and you are watching the Firestarter Show. I love talking about dating, and that is exactly what I am going to be talking about this evening. So I hope you are ready to have a conversation about dating because that's what we're doing. Now, I know what you're going to say. I have been together with my significant other or my spouse for a substantial amount of time. And we've already done that dating thing. And so I don't need any information about dating because been there, done that. Well, let me just say this to you. You should never stop dating. You should never stop dating. I don't care if you've been married for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, doesn't matter. You should never stop dating. So, tonight I'm going to introduce you to six different types of dates. Six different types of dates. And I hope that you are not familiar with all of them because I actually want to introduce you to something new. I want to introduce you to hopefully something that you have not heard of before, and hopefully you get some new information. So, I want to know where you are streaming from. Please make sure that you let me know who you are, where you're streaming from. If you have any questions about dating, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. Let me know what questions you have, and I definitely will answer them as long as time permits before I log off. But yeah, so tonight again, talking about dating and the importance of it. I think many times when we've been in a relationship for a substantial amount of time, we get comfortable, right? We get comfortable with the other person. We just assume that they're good and we put in the work prior to marriage. So we're good. We don't need to do anything else. I already got you. I already got you. So why do I need to keep dating? Well, it's because you want to keep that spark alive. You want to keep that fire burning in your relationship. You want to make sure that it doesn't get stale and it doesn't get boring. You don't want this mundane relationship. So that is why you keep dating and you never stop dating. And you know what? Give each other something to look forward to. How about that? Give each other something to be excited about at the end of your week, or even if it's like once a month that you might be trying to date. So there is something I'm going to talk to you guys about in a future show. I'm going to break down dating and what that looks, feels, and sounds like because there's actually an acronym for it. And you actually can learn all about it in my book, Love Covers. You just go to my website, LaKeeshaHines.com, and you can purchase your book there. And this book is not all about dating, right? It's actually 10 tips to ignite healthy relationships. And part of the book does speak about dating. So if you get that book, you definitely can get that acronym and I break it down further. But I definitely will kind of give you guys an overview in a future show. And maybe if I have time tonight, I'll break it down for you as well. But let's go ahead and jump in to tonight's topic, which are the six types of dating. I'm going to start with number one here, and that is actually date night in. Many times, we think with dating that we actually have to go out for a date. And you really don't have to do that. You don't have to go out for a date. You literally can stay in. And honestly, you save a little bit of money a lot of times too. At least you can, right? When you stay in, obviously, you can go out and get takeout. You can spend a lot of money doing that. You actually can plan. to create a date night experience at home, and that can cost money. But you literally can do things at home again that do not require you to spend any money. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm married to somebody who appreciates the less expensive dates. So if you're married to someone or you are dating someone who appreciates being able to save money, then the date night in actually might be the thing for you. People who live in different places, not us, because I'm in Florida, right? They don't have to worry about snow, but the people who are up north, they get snowed in all often. And so there are many times where, again, they have to be very creative with their dates. Sometimes after a long week, you're just tired, you're just exhausted, and you don't feel like going out. So you actually can do something at home, and that might be just the thing that you need. The good thing with the date night in, too, is that it can be whatever you want it to be. You can make it look, feel, and sound however you want. You can dress up for cocktails in the kitchen, or you can just put your pajamas on early, get some snacks, Netflix and chill. You might want to do a competitive game of Scrabble. That's me and my husband's jam. Some people like to be outside. So maybe you have a nice setup in your backyard and you go out and watch the sunset, gaze at the stars. There are many, many different things that you can do. Literally, the sky is the limit with date night in. All right. So the next date that we're going to talk about that you should master is the date night surprise. This one is actually near and dear to my heart because I actually love surprises, right? So this one, like I said, just really tugs at my heartstrings. Every now and then, maybe you just want to plan a spur of the moment date, right? And you want to try to make the most of these occasions. Maybe you got childcare for the evening at the last minute. Or maybe both of you got off work a little bit earlier because that last meeting of the day was moved, postponed, ended early, whatever the case may be. But you just may have a few extra hours, a couple of hours that you have to just kill. Um, and so, literally, just drop everything and just go out. Sometimes the best times are when you least expect them. So, that spontaneous, just spur of the moment type of date can be exciting, can be really fun. And my recommendation for this one is to kind of have some things already in your date night idea bank. And the way that you can do that is you and your partner or your spouse come up with like 5 or 10 things that you would like to try, 5 or 10 things that you would like to do together for a date. Come up with those ideas, and you already have them there. So when you have time at the last minute, that might be a spur of the moment situation, then you can just pull from your list that you previously made to have that date night surprise. All right. So the next date night to master is the date night reconnection. So we know that there are times when you've been in a relationship long enough that you may have some feelings of distance between each other. You may feel disconnected at a certain point in your relationship, and maybe your schedules are just hectic. Maybe you're dealing with some type of stressful life event, or something is just going on with the kids. Maybe, you do have a child with special needs, or you have a child with a chronic healthcare condition that requires a lot of attention, and therefore it makes it very challenging for you and your spouse or your partner to prioritize each other. Maybe you've been doing a lot of arguing lately and you just haven't seemed to get back to your usual dynamic. But it doesn't matter whatever the scenario is, and it could be one that I didn't even mention. This particular date can help to put the focus back on you guys connecting or reconnecting. And that can happen through meaningful conversation. It could be um, being stimulated intellectually, physically, spiritually, whatever it is that you need to feel close again. And so, some things that you could potentially do for the reconnection date, or just trying to connect on your date, is that's one of the ones that you don't want to have a lot of pomp and circumstance, right? You don't want to have a lot of distractors. Like, this is not the time to plan a movie date. This would be the time to plan like a dinner date, so that you guys can literally sit across from each other while you're looking into each other's eyes and have conversations, real, raw conversations that are not rude, but that are open and honest. Also, doing something where you guys have to walk, you have to hold hands, and you're able to have that physical touch, but you're also able again to just walk, enjoy being outside, and just have that time to have conversation with one another. It might be one of those dates where you guys actually have to do trivia type games, right? Trivia type questions. There's an app that you actually can download. It's called the Pair app, Pair, the Pair app. And this app actually has a bunch of different quizzes that the two of you can take, not together, individually. And then once your partner or your spouse takes the quiz, they the app will send your results to your spouse or your partner, and then they can look at your results and vice versa, and then you guys can have dialogue about that. Maybe you want to purchase some conversation cards, conversation starters, where you guys literally just spend time. Maybe you have a picnic and you bring the cards, and you just use maybe 5 to 10 of those cards just to spark up some conversation. But again, it's really about reconnecting with one another. Maybe you want to start some type of devotional, and that becomes a routine, and maybe that's your spiritual intimacy. Or maybe you decide there's a movie that you want to watch, or a show that you want to watch. Maybe there's a podcast you want to listen to together, and then afterwards you guys discuss it, have a conversation about what it is that you just saw or heard or read. But whatever it is, whatever you need, just make sure that you do whatever you need to do to feel connected and feel close to your spouse. All right. So that is the reconnection date. I want to pause here for a moment and just talk to you guys about something that is up and coming. I am super, super excited about this. I am having my relaunch event February the 5th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Coppertail Brewery in Tampa, Florida. And I am inviting you all to come out. There will be giveaways. There'll be some fun games that we'll be playing. It will just be a nice event. You can come learn more about Firestarter coaching services, but also just have a good opportunity to just mingle and connect with other adults. So again, February the 5th, 4 to 7, Coppertail Brewery in Tampa, Florida. And you do have to RSVP. So if you do want to come, where you will need to send your RSVP to is 727-213-8247, 727-213-8247. And also, if you would like to schedule a heat call, which is a free consultation because you are considering utilizing my services, my coaching services, to help you with any relationship challenges that you may be having, or if you just want to take your relationship to the next level and you are considering utilizing my services, you can schedule a free consultation at 727-213-8247. So that's the number to call to RSVP for the launch event, and also to schedule a heat call. All right, so let's jump right back into these date night masterings that you need to that you need to have. The next one is date night innovation. All right, so if you're familiar with the word innovation, it literally just means something new, right? Something unconventional, something outside of the box. So if you think about it, like when you were first dating, do you remember how excited you used to be with dating each other, and just how you were looking forward to just being able to connect with each other? Well, you actually can recreate those feelings with a date that gets you trying or experiencing something new together. It could be dance lessons. A big thing that's going around right now is axe throwing, painting classes. I'm sure you're familiar with sipping paint, but also there's some things you can do with body paint. Okay. And so there are many, many different things you can do to get creative and get outside your comfort zone. So when you try something new, it gets those feel good endorphins flowing, and then you guys can really create an experience that you can bond over. You might even discover a new hobby that you might enjoy doing together. So just being willing to step outside the box, try something new, that is the date night innovation. All right. So the next date night tradition, date night tradition. So with the date night tradition, we know that trying new things together, as we said, the date night innovation is amazing and it's great and it can be exciting and fun. But sometimes you just want that traditional date that is going to be a win, right? Because it don't discount the date night tradition. It has a lot to offer too. It could be you going back to a spot that you haven't been to in a really long time. It could be place that you went to on a special anniversary. Maybe there's something that you and your partner really enjoy together. Like, for example, my husband and I really love watching college bands, and we like going to like battle of the band events. So maybe it's going to um a opening game. Like if one of you like sports or both of you have a favorite sports team, maybe it's going to watch a game together, or again maybe it's planning to go to a sports bar together to watch the game, or you set up a game night experience, game watching night experience, but just something that you enjoy doing together. Maybe it's the opening game of the season, right? Because again, we are trying to get you out. We don't necessarily want you in the house all the time. So maybe it's going to the opening game of the season for your favorite sports team. Maybe it's where you meet for lunch the first Friday of every month. But whatever it is, it's about creating a ritual, which will be meaningful and which will reinforce your commitment to each other while giving you a standing date that you have to look forward to. And that's what I talked about at the beginning of the show today, is getting each other excited about something, giving you something to look forward to. All right, that's the tradition date. And then last but not least is the date night extravaganza. This is the all out date. This is the date that literally you are going to pull out all the stops for this particular date. You might be celebrating a special occasion. Maybe it's a milestone birthday or an anniversary. Maybe you had a raise on your job, or maybe you paid off some debt that you've been working really, really hard to pay off. But whatever it is, you just want to do something big, something to commemorate whatever it is, that's something special to the two of you. So it's the all out date. The all out date, you're probably not going to do all the time because, again, this is something that should be saved for a special occasion, a special event. Now, if you're balling like that and you want to have a date night extravaganza every month or every couple of weeks or every week, to each his or her own, handle your business, do your thing. But you know, most times the date night extravaganza is for those of you who are planning to commemorate something special, especially event, something wonderful that happened between the two of you that you really, really want to celebrate. So, I just want to leave you guys with the fact that you will go through many, many different seasons in your marriage, and they're going to be challenges, but there will also be rewards. So, the kind of dates that you go on literally can be tailored to accommodate whatever stage you are in. And hopefully, the ideas that you got tonight will spark some creativity in you so that you'll continue dating each other all throughout your marriage for the rest of your lives. All right. So I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for watching. And we will be right back here next Thursday, 7 p.m. Make sure you're watching Facebook, YouTube, whichever you utilize, whichever you're connected to. And make sure you tune in and watch the show. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. All right. And share with your friends and family. Let them know that every single Thursday night at 7 p.m. you can find me, LaKeesha Hines, Keesha La Chispa, the Spark, on the Firestarter Show. All right. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have an awesome weekend. And I will see you same time next week. And remember, don't meet me here, beat me here. All right. Have a good night, everybody.